The region's public school board on notice.
Dysfunction that is happening there is on my radar.
Ontario's education minister ready to use his sweeping new powers. Whistleblowers coming forward. Steel tycoons Buy Canadian initiative proving to be successful. And relief efforts resilient.
We're so concerned about the damage.
Local efforts grow to help victims of Hurricane Melissa.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us both on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Bill 33 is officially law after being given royal assent in the House today. This means the education minister has sweeping powers to take control of school boards. And today, the minister himself confirms the Greater Essex County District School Board is under his microscope.
So,
and if they decline, we'd be setting it back further. So the matter of urgency is gone.
I can add an amendment if they decline.
This debate at the Greater Essex County District School Board meeting Tuesday night is the latest event that caught the attention of the province's education minister.
The dysfunction that is happening there is on my radar.
Bill 33 gives Paul Calandra sweeping powers to take control of school boards when they, quote, fall off the rails.
They spent more time trying to decide if they should post resumes or post a job description than they did speaking about education in the system.
Calandra, speaking on AM 800, says a combination of that Tuesday night discussion, the resignations of 3 trustees, and a deficit is proof change is needed.
I'm very strongly looking at eliminating the role of trustee.
Windsor West MPP Lisa Gretzky doesn't agree with eliminating trustees, but agrees individuals need to be held accountable for any wrongdoing.
If there is misconduct by trustees, there needs to be repercussions for those individual trustees.
But she says having a local representative is essential.
If there's an issue, whether it's busing or violence in the classrooms, people can't get a hold of these supervisors and get answers.
Gretzky says an overwhelming number of teachers and parents don't agree with Bill 33.
In less than 48 hours, we know that over 100,000 emails have been sent to the government opposing this legislation and opposing the way the government rushed it through the legislature with very little debate.
She claims the minister is deflecting, not addressing the real issue, underfunding of the public education system.
For the Minister of Education to come out with a blanket statement that there is rampant problems and everything that's going wrong in the education system is a result of the trustees, that's just false. Absolutely false.
This afternoon, a statement from the Public Board's chair, Gail Hatfield. It reads in part, the overwhelming value of public education matters and local democracy remains essential. We intend to continue serving our communities with purpose and prioritizing the well-being and success of every student. Here is our question of the day. Are you worried about the public school board being taken over by the province? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you think Windsor should use speed cameras to monitor and collect data. Out of almost 1,000 votes, 68% say yes. An alert Windsor police cadet is being credited for rescuing a woman after she silently mouthed, "Help me," when answering her door. The cadet was serving court documents to the West End home around 10:30 Monday morning. He quickly moved the woman to safety and called for backup. Police say the man had assaulted 2 residents earlier that morning, then, while threatening him with a knife, confined them to a bedroom. A 62-year-old suspect is now facing multiple assault, confinement, and weapons-related charges. 2 cyclists were taken to hospital today after colliding with an open vehicle door at Wyandotte and Parent. Police say the injuries are believed to be non-life-threatening. No criminal charges have been laid, but a charge of opening a vehicle door improperly is being laid under the Highway Traffic Act. Police in Chatham-Kent say a piece of a Second World War hand grenade caused quite a scare at a thrift store today. Officials say a fast-moving house fire on Victoria Avenue, to our next story now, started in the basement, but quickly spread, and crews had to shift from fighting the fire to keeping it from spreading to neighboring properties. Firefighters arriving just after 6:30 last night, seeing thick smoke pouring from the home just south of Montrose Street. Crews pushed inside looking for anyone trapped, but with the flames rapidly spreading, command ordered everyone out minutes later. At the height of the battle, 32 firefighters were on scene. Officials say damage is estimated at $750,000. Police across the province, including the OPP and Chatham-Kent Police, are launching their annual Festive RIDE campaigns today. The Festive RIDE is an annual program aimed at ensuring no one drives impaired during the holiday season. This year's campaign runs until January 1st. Police say expect to see an increased police presence throughout the holiday season. A new lawsuit has been filed by a Toronto company against the municipality of Chatham-Kent. It's over this property on Irish School Road, north of Dresden. The owners, York One Environmental Waste Solutions, want to reopen it for a regenerative recycling facility of construction materials. Residents are strongly opposed to the work. The municipality has told the company they will need to get council approval through official planning and zoning amendments in order to proceed with this work. York One disagrees and is taking the municipality to court over the matter. A date has not been set for this hearing. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins us now for a first look at the weather tonight. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Stephanie. Good evening, folks. We're talking about a cool, damp, gray day and some showers potentially on the way. This system to the north is bringing rain and snow into the Nickel Belt region, northern central Ontario. Temperatures will actually increase over the next couple of days. And despite some rain showers within the next 24 hours, we could see some sunshine for the weekend and perhaps beyond. I'll break down what you need to know. The weather story is coming up. For now, I'll send it back to the desk.
A Harrow-based steel magnet has started paying whistleblowers. Michelle Molesky now with how successful this initiative has been so far.
Yeah, and quickly. Zekelman Industries is already cutting checks worth more than $10,000 to people reporting foreign steel being used on publicly funded projects across Canada. Zekelman launched the Buy Canadian initiative earlier this month. They're urging Canadians to report imported steel on taxpayer-funded construction sites. It happened after Zekelman learned the Banwell overpass here is using foreign steel. Whistleblowers have found foreign steel at the Fire Hall project in Amherstburg and Hydro One's St. Clair transmission line, a public school in Brantford, an amphitheater in Vancouver, and 2 projects in Surrey, BC. Zekelman Industries expects more payouts will be made as additional reports are verified. Zekelman says the volume of early submissions shows the public is concerned about how tax dollars are being spent, and they believe it shows residents are taking a stand for Canadian workers, businesses, and the integrity of our infrastructure. You'll find a link, Stephanie, to Zekelman's so-called snitch line on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca.
A very interesting story, and we'll hear more of those whistleblowers coming forward in the future.
I think we're going to hear a lot more about this over the coming months, for sure.
Okay, Michelle Molesky, thank you for this.
You're welcome.
Meanwhile, the provincial government has introduced legislation aimed at prioritizing Ontario-made goods and services in the procurement process. As CTV Siobhan Morris reports, breaking the new rules could mean penalties.
Whether it's patching up a road, building a new school, or establishing a mass transit line, the Ford government wants to make sure Ontario materials and services are in the thick of things. A response to the U.S. tariffs still squeezing the economy and workers, the government's tabled the Buy Ontario Act.
Would require public sector organizations to give preference to Ontario or Canadian-made goods and services when making purchases.
It's Ontario first, Canada second. Goods from elsewhere will need to be justified. To start, the rules would apply to provincial ministries, agencies, the broader public sector, right down to school boards. Next, consultation with cities and towns.
Municipalities, for the most part, have been supportive, and I think we're going to see through the consultative process that they will be on board with this legislation.
There's an acknowledgement buying local could be more expensive, but Minister Crawford explains looking for the lowest ticket price doesn't always paint a full picture.
We know that when we spend money locally, we support our local businesses, we support our communities, so there will be a weighting that will actually be put down in terms of what's the supply chain benefit right here locally.
The opposition proposed something like this earlier this fall.
We're going to look very closely at it because this government before has proposed things like that, and then we found all kinds of loopholes.
Alberta and Quebec have similar policies, but there's worry about workers in other provinces making stuff for Ontario now.
And so you wouldn't want Buy Ontario to become an interprovincial barrier. So it's kind of counterintuitive. So that's why I'm saying the devil's in the details, right?
The goal is to compile a list of Ontario suppliers to draw from to take out some of the guesswork.
I can't tell you how many small and medium-sized businesses in Ontario tell me it is almost impossible to engage in procurement with the province of Ontario. So until they fix that, this is just a slogan and not a solution.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
A trade agreement has been reached between the provinces, territories and the federal government that will bring down trade barriers within Canada. British Columbia's Minister of Jobs and Economic Growth announced the agreement, saying it marks the largest red tape reduction in Canada's history. Basically, the agreement boils down to if a good can be sold legally in one province or territory, it can be sold without any extra rules or approvals in other provinces.
It means more choices, competitive pricing, and some same trusted standards across the country. And for global investors and companies, we're talking about ease of doing business, reliable and high sustainable standards, and integrated supply chains.
The agreement will take effect next month and applies to thousands of products. However, it does not include food, beverages, tobacco, plants, or animals. The province is bracing for a major shortage of skilled trades workers, and the auto sector is feeling the pressure firsthand. Some local students are stepping into dealership service bays to fill the gap. CTV Sanjay Maru visited a Tilbury dealership today where those skills are being put to the test.
At just 18 years old, Tom Tate already knows his career path. Fresh out of Tilbury District High School, he's now an apprentice technician at the same dealership where he first got his start through a high school co-op program.
Got hired here as an apprentice so that way I can finish that out and become a master technician.
To help address Canada's shortage of skilled labor, Tate entered the field through Ford of Canada's Automotive Career Exploration Program known as ACE. It takes high school and college students out of the classroom and into dealerships, giving them paid, hands-on training, plus access to real vehicle parts donated for use in shop classes.
They start off doing oil changes, simpler stuff, but they're learning right beside technicians who've been with us for 25 years, right, who have a ton of experience, and they get a little glimpse at what that career is like. There's a ton of opportunity for young people.
Adam Lally's dealership has also helped local schools keep pace with modern technology, donating more than 100 updated engines to classrooms across Chatham-Kent.
Previously, they were working on engines from like a 2002, vehicle, and they had 5 different ones. So they were ecstatic to have these new engines and new technology.
And it's that technology which has radically changed since the ACE program launched in 2018, with hybrid and electric vehicles reshaping what it means to be a mechanic.
In the past, people think about maybe wrenches or traditional mechanics, but now it's really evolving into be more like a STEM career. There's a lot of module programming, for example. It's very different. A lot of computer work now.
According to provincial data, at least 1 in 3 workers in Ontario with an apprenticeship or trade certificate is 55 or older, meaning thousands of retirements are on the horizon. And as dealerships and schools work together to build the next generation of technicians, Tate says the best way for students to know if the trades are right for them is simply to try.
Just do it. Just go for it.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
In Lakeshore, a major boost for local cancer research. A combined $400,000 is being invested through the We Spark Health Institute, and much of that momentum came from 2 youth-led fundraising efforts.
At the Atlas Tube Recreation Center, community members, researchers, and local leaders gathered to celebrate a significant investment in Made in Windsor cancer research. The funding, totaling $400,000, is the result of a rare matching partnership between the Cancer Research Society and the Play for a Cure Cancer Research Collaboration Fund.
I think this is amazing. My team is amazing. I don't think I could have not done this without them.
It all began with 2 youth fundraisers. The U11 Lakeshore Lightning girls hockey team donated $100,000 after winning the National Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. And Carson Woodall raised $57,000 through his youth-driven project, Woody's Hoodies, created in honor of his 2 grandmothers.
I think it'll make a really big difference, and I hope we can cure cancer because it's really bad, and I don't think anybody deserves to have cancer.
The Play for a Cure Fund topped up those community donations to $200,000, which the Cancer Research Society then matched dollar for dollar. Organizers say the money will support 3 innovative cancer research projects happening right here in Windsor, Essex, through the We Spark Health Institute network, helping local scientists push forward on prevention, treatment, and early detection discoveries.
The entire research, or whatever we do, it depends on the funding that we receive, and this is going to make a big difference.
We had the goal of doing 5 events and raising $100,000 at each. And here we've completed 5 events, and we've raised $1.8 million just in the hockey event. And on top of that, some other donations that have come through from Carson, from the U11 Lake, and we're at $2.3 million that we've raised total net. That's the net amount too. So it's actually absolutely incredible.
For many at the arena, tonight was about more than dollars. It was a celebration of what community-driven fundraising can accomplish and how youth leadership helped unlock national support for local research.
We're standing up to cancer to steal, the NHL message, like the hockey community. We are standing up to cancer, and we're trying to find a cure. We're trying to create better health outcomes for our community.
In Lakeshore, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Local hands, global help still ahead on Windsor's news leader. Windsor and Chatham-Kent rally to help Jamaica. Party in LaSalle. Later, LaSalle's gearing up for a huge celebration, and it could last all winter long. Now that Donald Trump has signed the order for the release of the Epstein files, the U.S. Justice Department has 30 days to hand over the files, but the DOJ can still withhold some information. CTV's Joy Melvin has more on how soon before word gets out.
It's the moment many of the survivors and their families had been fighting for. Within 30 days from now, the Justice Department must release the files from their investigation into the late convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein.
My sister couldn't name those names simply because, it would put her life at risk. It would put her family's life at risk. These people could sue you into homelessness. They're so powerful.
President Donald Trump, who was friends with Epstein for more than a decade, had resisted releasing the records, reversing course at the last minute, and still calling it a hoax he claims distracts from his achievements. So how much could Trump's Justice Department release? Already there's a large loophole. The law says information could be withheld that would jeopardize an active federal investigation or prosecution.
Even though they had previously said there's nothing more to investigate here, I believe precisely in order to try to shield information, they have opened a new investigation, which is on its face politically tinged, going after only Democrats.
President Trump just ordered new investigations into prominent Democrats like former President Bill Clinton and former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers, who stepped back from his teaching position at Harvard as the university investigates his ties to Epstein.
Any tactic to delay this process is another smoke and mirror from this administration, and the American people have to be watchful of how they implement this bill.
Documents that could shine a light on Epstein's crimes include flight logs, travel records, investigations, plea agreements, and financial entities tied to Epstein's child sex trafficking ring. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
CTV News has learned a deal is close at hand with the federal government that would allow a proposed pipeline to carry Alberta oil to the BC coast. While Ottawa is reportedly negotiating with Alberta, there is so far no private backer for the pipeline. BC Premier David Eby has repeatedly rejected the idea of a pipeline going to his province's coast. Officials there also say exempting the project from a tanker ban in northern BC could derail billions of dollars worth of local projects. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has argued a new pipeline is crucial to help her province's oil reach new markets in Asia. A proposed referendum question on whether Alberta should leave Canada is now before the courts. The Alberta Prosperity Project brought its referendum question about separation forward in July. According to Alberta's Citizens Initiative Act, proposed questions must respect Canada's Constitution Act. Alberta's chief electoral officer referred the question to the courts to decide if it should be allowed. Proponents of the bill say the hearing is an unnecessary delay.
It's not legally binding, on the rest of the country. It doesn't automatically affect separation. It leads to the government of Alberta being able to seek those amendments with the rest of the partners in Confederation. But it doesn't immediately cause anything to happen.
Now, if the Alberta Prosperity Project question is approved, the group would have 4 months to collect 177,000 signatures. Windsor and Chatham-Kent residents are rallying together to support Jamaica's recovery after last month's devastating hurricane. Local businesses, community groups, and the Windsor-Essex Caribbean Association are spearheading donation drives, collecting everything from essential supplies to financial aid. CTV's Chris Campbell shows how the relief effort is gaining momentum.
In Windsor, the owner of Stelly's Cuisine and Catering has had a stressful few weeks.
It was just this Friday. I heard from my mom.
Finally hearing from family 2.5 weeks after Hurricane Melissa devastated Jamaica.
Although the line wasn't that clear, but she's okay.
Steve Bramwell hadn't spoken with his mother since the day before the storm made landfall. Now his restaurant on Tecumseh Road West is collecting clothing, school supplies, and non-perishable food to ship to the hardest-hit areas.
We are still praying for those that even haven't heard from their loved ones up until now. And it will be well with them also,
In Chatham-Kent, officials say the community has deep ties to Jamaica. Hundreds of temporary foreign workers from the island move here each year. Councillor Alison Story says several businesses like Truly Green Greenhouses and Yardy Vibes Jamaican Restaurant are gathering urgently needed supplies and planning fundraising events.
So they not only are employees and workers, but they're actually, residents, and they play a really important role.
The Rotary Club of Chatham is also involved, and Shelterbox Canada will match up to $10,000 raised through Rotary.
And we're just hoping to boost that message and let folks know that there is still definitely a strong need to send that relief and to help them get back on their feet.
We're so concerned about the damage and realizing how severe it is. Also, knowing the island coming from there, realize it will be years before it really get back to any of what it used to be.
The Windsor-Essex Caribbean Association has also launched a Jamaica Hurricane Relief Fund, raising about $1,400 so far, and plan a fish fry fundraiser on December 6th to keep support going.
This will be an ongoing effort over the year and not just a quick set of relief, that we want to continue to support Jamaica over the long-term rebuild that will surely be happening.
In Windsor, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Anyone looking to donate physical supplies can drop them off at Stelly's Cuisine in Windsor, the Windsor-Essex Caribbean Association on Central Avenue, or Truly Green Greenhouses in Chatham. Monetary donations can be made through the Windsor-Essex Caribbean Association's website. Excitement is building in the lead up to the first official skate at the LaSalle Loop. As we told you earlier this week, a big celebration is planned for November 28th with food trucks, characters, entertainment, and a DJ. The town says they are working to see if they can keep the food trucks on site in the lead up to the holidays and hopefully beyond. They are also looking into programming throughout the winter, including themed nights. LaSalle will have a skate loaning program available during the weekends.
It's free skate loaning, so if people don't have skates and they want to come out and have a skate during the weekends, we'll have someone on site that can loan them a pair of skates to take a try. There'll be some skate aids as well for the little ones if they want to push something while they're on the ice. And then we're going to move further to look at programming as we move on through the winter as well.
Historic works of art once owned by the Hudson's Bay Company have sold at auction.
Selling now at Heffel's, the Churchill, $1.3 million, and congratulations to your bidder, Sir Winston Churchill, Marrakesh.
A big ticket price for one of the most coveted items, Marrakesh by former British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill. A gift to his wife, it was in turn gifted to HBC by Lady Churchill. In total, 27 paintings were auctioned off. The TSX fell over 370 points thanks to losses in the basic materials sector. The Dow shed almost 400. The Nasdaq plunged close to 500. The dollar was off about 1/5 of a cent. Gold lost almost $23 and oil was down 1/4 a barrel.
It baffles me that in 2025, a 29-year-old woman can die from an infection from childbirth.
Families turning tragedy into action. Still ahead, how the impact could reach across the nation.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thanks, Sue, for this image. Beautiful colors here. Just ahead, will showers be the story? A gray Friday, perhaps, or will sunshine arrive for the weekend with milder temperatures? We'll find out next on CTV News Windsor.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app. From moment to moment, things change.
Mayday, mayday! We need more crews at this location.
CTVNewsWindsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are the moment it happens. Plus exclusive content and must-see viewer video. Don't miss a moment. Windsor's leading online news source, CTVNewsWindsor.ca.
Gray, gloomy clouds today. There is a small chance of some light rain. Gary joins me again for an extended look at the weather. Gary.
Gray, damp, cool, but seasonal. Stefanie, I think we'll see a slight chance through the overnight. More so tomorrow morning, and then again towards the evening, there's a possibility of some drizzle, light rain. Today, although gray, was seasonal. 7.5 degrees Celsius, our average high is 7.2. Air quality is still in the green zone. We'll lower the number today, 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, the better. So that's good. But it was somewhat dreary outside, and the winds are picking up. I think we'll see gusts in the 30 to 40K range as we head towards tomorrow, especially in the afternoon and evening. So expect the winds to pick up. In terms of temperatures under this gray sky overhead, we're looking at 7 degrees across the board for extreme southwestern Ontario. That's 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It feels like about 4 to 5 degrees. And the wind chill factor will definitely be one next week. I'll talk about that in just a moment. Take a look at the overall picture. The worst case scenario is that snow to the north slides a little bit further south, but it looks like it's going to stay north of Georgian Bay. Any travel throughout southern Ontario for the next few days should be snow-free, so we like that. The rainfall, though, trailing along this very weak front could mean some passing very light drizzle. So In terms of precipitation, not likely to see much of it, but if you do have travel plans further north and east, rain and snow is certainly on the way. And speaking about people who may be flying to the nation's capital, 7-day forecast overall, generally speaking, is a good one. Just note the temperatures for lows. And this brought to you by our good friends from Enercare. We're looking at some scattered showers tomorrow morning and again in the afternoon. High of 11. We'll see 7, then 13 and 11 with sunshine through that 3-day stretch of Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But the lows will be anywhere from about 0 to -2, maybe -3, so watch out for some frost. Tuesday, 11 degrees, fair weather. Wednesday, Thursday, 9, then 8, passing showers, cloudy as we head towards the middle of next week. I'm hoping for a beautiful weekend. Got work to do around the house with temperatures above seasonal.
Lifetime, brought to you by Safeguard Medical Alert Systems.
Health officials are warning residents to prepare for a potentially more intense flu season, citing early global indicators and the emergence of a new influenza strain known as H3N2. The strain, a subtype of influenza A, is associated with more severe illness in young children, older adults, and people with underlying health conditions. Common flu symptoms include fever, cough, sore throat, runny nose, muscle aches, and fatigue. To reduce the risk of severe illness, the health unit is urging residents to get all recommended respiratory vaccines, including influenza, COVID-19, and RSV. An Ontario man who lost his wife to sepsis shared his grief in front of a Brampton City Council meeting, pleading for change that he hopes will have a ripple effect across the country. Here's CTV's Adrian Gabriel.
A widower weeps in front of a city council.
She had sepsis.
On June 19th, 40-year-old Ravinder Sidhu arrived at Mississauga, Ontario's Credit Valley Hospital to deliver her third child. 4 days later, she was dead. The initial cause of death, a Group A sepsis infection. Her husband is accusing hospital staff of ignoring her clear symptoms. The Sidhus aren't alone. On January 19th, 29-year-old Selena Klinger-Evans died in London, Ontario, 2 days after giving birth. A Group A sepsis infection is also listed as the cause of death.
It baffles me that in 2025, a 29-year-old woman can die from an infection from childbirth.
Both families believe their loved ones' deaths were preventable if the symptoms had been recognized sooner and antibiotics administered immediately.
For 2 days, she fought it with no help from the doctors and hospitals. She was just given Tylenol and Advil.
Gurinder Sidhu has been on a mission for change. It includes this petition with more than 15,000 signatures, which led him to Brampton City Hall, where council passed a motion unanimously today calling for standardized sepsis screening, early identification, and rapid intervention.
I truly do believe we can prevent deaths. It's a cry for change, and this motion will be that change.
Officials here hope these cries resonate across the country.
Hopefully, we're going to really start a conversation in Ontario and in Canada about how we can address this.
Make this change now so that we can prevent these future deaths, which are totally preventable.
So that no other children are left to write love letters to a mother who's never coming home.
Health Canada have shared that they believe that existing infectious disease policies have contributed to a reduction in sepsis. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Brampton, Ontario.
Canada has a reputation for extremely long waits for new drug approvals, but a new initiative is pushing to reduce those delays. CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
On average, Canadian cancer patients wait 1 to 2 years longer than U.S. or European patients to get access to new drugs.
I don't think the main issue is the cost. I think the main issue is the formal evaluation process that has to occur. And that's what slows things down.
Dr. Al Coven says pretty much all new cancer drugs are quite costly, but a new initiative called Target Zero aims at reducing Canadians' wait times for new medications to as close to zero as possible.
I think it's very frustrating for patients and providers to have a drug that's approved in Canada, but until it's funded, it's very difficult to access.
Like the drug Elahir for ovarian cancer.
Is the first treatment in over 10 years for women with some types of platinum-resistant ovarian cancer.
It's a disease that doesn't tend to cause a lot of symptoms until it's advanced. So the majority of patients we diagnose with ovarian cancer are in advanced stages, stage 3 and 4. We don't have any good screening tests.
The Health Canada approval is step 1, and then the step 2 is through the Canada Drug Agency.
Target Zero allows both steps to be done at the same time instead of consecutively.
Ovarian cancer is the most fatal of women's cancers, where only less than 50% are expected to survive 5 years. Every year, there are about 3,000 women diagnosed in Canada.
We've got a lot of bottlenecks, and to try and eliminate those would benefit everybody.
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Johnny, Santa has a very busy schedule coming up.
Oh yeah, I don't think he'll be at my house this year. I've been pretty naughty, but it's very nice that we want to give you something from the Tourism Windsor Essex Holiday Gift Guide coming up.
Find out.
Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG with Johnny Parks from our sister station Virgin Radio and our own Melanie Kettner. Tonight you have the inside scoop on where Santa will be, of course, this weekend.
Santa's a busy guy this time of year, so I think we should map out some of the places we can find him, Johnny.
You can leave my house off the map. I've been pretty naughty this year, but we are here with Beth. Could you tell us about Christmas in Tecumseh?
Well, I think I've been pretty nice this year, and so have we all here in Tecumseh. So we're inviting folks to come out here Friday night at 6 o'clock and kick things off with our Santa Claus parade.
And how many entries do you have in the parade this year?
About 40 folks from the community are decorating up their cars and their trucks and celebrating the season.
And there's a bit of an after party as well. What's following up the parade?
Well, the party starts at Town Hall, the OPP Plaza, and carries on here at Tecumseh Arena. We've got a free skate, lots of food, some entertainment, fun and games.
So much fun. Now, what can people bring?
People can bring non-perishable food items and anything else that they think would make a great donation to our good friends at the Goodfellas.
'Tis the season to give. And if you can't make it to that, Saturday, some great stuff going on too. The CPKC Holiday Train is coming into town at 5 o'clock. Smash Mouth is playing and JJ Wild. Also, Amherstburg has their parade as well.
And they have a fan zone for all your fans, Johnny.
My fans. I thought it was Santa's fans, but sure.
Oh, right. And what other towns are getting in on the festivities?
LaSalle is kicking off their Holiday Lights event. That's at the Civic Arena and the new skating area.
And there's also something for a little country flair.
If you want to celebrate Christmas on the farm, go to Sarah Park's Horsemanship. No relation here, but Santa's going to be there too.
See, I told you Santa was a busy guy. Now, we put links to everything on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca, and there's also a contest with Tourism Windsor Essex and the gift guide.
Yeah, you just need the keyword TWEPI.
See, it's all right there. That's What's Up, YQG.
Cancer Cause is back for its 22nd year.
Join us as we broadcast live from Devonshire Mall.
We'll be collecting cash and non-perishable food items for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
We need your help, generosity, and goodwill.
Visit us online for more information.
This is your CTV Windsor, our community calendar. Sparky's Toy Drive is back. Purchase a new unwrapped toy to donate and drop it off at any local fire hall. Find the holiday spirit with Sparky's. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein. And Kate, a rare ceremony that was held in Tecumseh today.
Yes, by the fire station. The fire service held a push-in ceremony today, which put a brand new truck into service. This push-in ceremony dates back to the early days of the fire service when hand-drawn or horse-drawn fire trucks had to be pushed back into the fire hall after each call. The truck from now on to be called Truck 1 is a 100-foot aerial platform apparatus designed to help firefighters battle blazes at apartment towers or large industrial buildings. It cost the town $2.53 million and took 3 years to come to fruition. For a closer look at the truck, go to our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Okay, and we also have some new pictures that have been shared of the Gordie Howe International Bridge.
Yes, it's not quite done yet, but expecting to be completed in the early new year. While you wait, head over to our website to check out a full photo gallery of the bridge with the latest updates. If you have questions or want further information on the bridge, a public information session is coming up. It will take place from 3 until 6:30 p.m. on December 4th at Mackenzie Hall. Questions can be submitted beforehand, during, or after. Further details are available on our website. And in our social spotlight tonight, two polar opposite children, and one is wondering what the heck is going on. Now that little boy is clearly wondering who gave his sister and mom a dose of the crazy juice. His house must be an absolute blast, but I can't help but wonder if he got his quiet traits from his dad. It's a good lesson though. Sometimes you just have to dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah, I feel like my kids are on the same page, but it's either, Mom, don't dance, or Mom, why aren't you dancing? What's wrong with you? So that's my first world struggle there.
I did think of your kids. I thought your daughter kind of matched that vibe. With that
yeah, definitely, she does. So if viewers at home have any video that they want to send you, how can they do it?
Yes, you can send us an email at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
Thank you so much, Kate.
With Gen Z slang, 6'7", no question, me did our thing.
From classroom chaos to creative teaching, how one teacher turned a viral phrase with absolutely no meaning into something powerful. Can no longer say those leaves are beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough.
They're like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was gray. I'm not a big fan of November because it's often just like this, a quintessentially gray, cool, if not cold day. It felt damp, but no rain in terms of precipitation. We'll have to wait for that for tomorrow. And temperatures will rise up to about 11 degrees, and then we're in the clear for the most part. Saturday, mostly sunny. Sunny on Sunday and sunny on Monday. 7, 13, 11. Not bad. Temperatures seasonal, if not several degrees above seasonal for the next 5 days, in fact. Even next Tuesday up to 11. Rainy. Wednesday, Thursday down to 6, then 5. That's when things are going to really start to feel much colder.
Feeling more so like the holidays. Okay,
yes.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
Travis, Bob Belichico brought us a disturbing story yesterday in his sports segment, and we are expanding on that tonight.
Yeah, that's right. This is about the coaches in that Lakeshore Minor Hockey rink where they got in a fight. Obviously, that's not something you see every day. And we are sending CTV's Bob Belichico, who else, sports guru, is going out to speak with some referees about what might have been going through the refs' minds while that was happening and whether or not they should have stepped in. So that's tonight at 11.
Okay, Travis, thank you for this. Now we're talking about the phrase 6'7", which has, as you know, captured the minds of young people everywhere around the clock. Well, now some educators are working to turn the popular saying into an educational opportunity. CTV's Carol Charles explains.
The number 6'7" could represent a year or an age.
6'7".
Or just simply two random numbers.
6'7".
But now it is an anthem. If you know a member of Gen Alpha, you have probably heard the phrase
6'7".
Even I can't avoid it. This, my daughter getting her fix of 6'7". And teachers who are inundated with the phrase turn it into their Halloween costume.
Breakfast is over in about 6 or 7 minutes.
No one can say with certainty where this phrase came from. But I checked in with Michael Grandsue, a grade 8 teacher at St. Maria Goretti Catholic School, to give me some insight.
It's like mid, 6'7", 6 out of 7 out of 10. It could refer to LaMelo Ball's height, this basketball player, and it's something I think that a drill rapper from UK said.
And exactly what does it mean?
Really has no meaning. It's just some brain rot, crazy phrase to jump on and, you know, be disruptive and have a silly moment.
We're going to take up our work on 6'7".
Grandsue is taking an innovative approach with his students, using hip-hop to add meaning to the 6'7" meme, with a new tune called 6-7.
6 up, teed up rock with Gen Z slang. 6-7, no question, me did our thing.
He says the approach builds confidence, creativity, and classroom community.
In 1967, the first Big Mac was released for 45 cents.
The anti-Vietnam War protest.
In 1967, the first heart transplant was done in South Africa.
Grant Sue is a founding member of the Hip Hop Educators, who provide media content, workshops, and other educational support to inspire students.
Mr. Grant Sue is a fun teacher. He raps, he MCs to us, he creates assignments like you wouldn't think no teacher would do.
And let's not forget the Leafs' last Stanley Cup victory was in 1967. Fast forward to 2025, Dictionary.com has named 6-7 Word of the Year. Carol Charles, CTV News.
Okay, 6-7. No, guys, no.
Ladies and
Party
gentlemen,
poopers?
I've never been more
No?
riled up than I am right now. I say no. 0-0 to 6-7.
He is very riled up. Out of a 10, I'd say he's like a 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's 6 or 7 riled up, yeah?
Hey, if you're going to tie a number to history and dates and whatnot, I'm loving that for educational purposes.
Oh, like
I
the
think
Leafs all the way back to 1967.
Oh, see, now that's
It's
just
okay.
it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing 0-0 back. 6-7.
But we have to give credit to the teachers out there.
Yeah, okay,
Things change
that's
around
fine.
the clock, and you guys are doing a great job to get those students engaged.
6-7. Here we go.
Thanks for joining us. Tune in tonight.
Something meaningful, ladies and gentlemen.
Not in 6 or 7 hours, in 4
6-7.
hours. Gary and I will be back with the 11 o'clock news.